All right, everybody, welcome back. Good late morning now. We are moving on to the next set of positions. We did quarterback and running back earlier. If you did not watch this video, go watch that video now. And here we're going to take a look at some of the top performing wide receivers and offensive linemen. And again, I'm just going to say it, not a great week. Not really all that enthusiastic about a lot of what I saw. A lot of the top performers are guys that are either not eligible to be drafted or are not really serious draft prospects yet, and I don't see them becoming it. Like you had the one guy who had 250 yards this week. I don't think he's eligible, so I'm not going to really talk about him. And a lot of the eligible guys, they were there were good performances. Don't get me wrong from the wide receivers, but it wasn't great. And the offensive line stuff, in particular, that center and right guard position, which are the two positions we're focusing on going forward. Not a good week overall. Lot of problems. So we'll get to that shortly. First, let's start with the wide receivers. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Click the bell. Become a channel member for $2 a month. Check out my latest video over on Bleacher Report through the app or through bleacherreport.com, the Seahawks page. All right. So what we do have this week is a pretty good set of receiver things. It's not long, but Jordan Tyson, in an admittedly rough loss for Arizona State, he was good. 6 catches, 105 yards, 8 targets, and a touchdown. No drops, nothing like that. So Jordan Tyson, probably still the top receiver in the draft this year. If the Seahawks could find a way to get him, I think that'd be amazing. I don't think he's going to be there when we pick, though. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. I'm looking at Jordan Tyson, and I'm just seeing somebody that I think is going to be a little bit out of our range. I think he could end up being like the Tet McMillan of this year's draft in terms of the approximate range at which he goes. Yeah, excuse me. Parnell Tate, another first-round projected receiver, Ohio State. He's not the best receiver on Ohio State, but he had a nice game this week. 5 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown on only 6 targets, so very efficient, very effective. And again, I do think he will be a first-round pick this year, so what else are you going to say? Jacoby Lane, USC, had another big week. He's really starting to move up my board. I'm really starting to note what I'm seeing there from him. I like him a lot. 3 catches, but 115 yards, 5 targets, so ultra efficient. That USC passing attack is fun. They've got 2 top receivers. I'm kind of liking what they're bringing to the table here. I know that they're not considered to be a great team this year, but I'm having some fun with that USC squad in 2025. So he definitely stands out to me so far. This next one, this is a smaller school guy, Bryce Lane, North Dakota State. Now, North Dakota State is one of the best Division II teams, but they are Division II teams, so understand the level of competition is not that high, but Bryce Lane is getting positive attention as a top receiver in this upcoming draft class. 4 catches, 159 yards. I couldn't find target data because it's NDSU, but 159 yards, 1 touchdown, so really cool stuff over there. And the final guy this week for me at receiver would be Eric Rivers. And I know the numbers don't look amazing. 3 catches, 4 targets, 72 yards. That's kind of whatever. Remember, he's playing for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, they're a kind of a run team. Haynes King is not a great throwing quarterback. And Georgia Tech scored a big upset this week over Clemson, one of their biggest upsets in recent memory. So give him his flowers. Also give Sleeper your flowers. Back in 60 seconds. Before I go any further into this, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. Have you heard about the Sleeper app? It is the best way to experience and connect over sports together with other users. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. Go download the app now. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with others. You can get the fastest scores, news, and alerts, all that right at your fingertips. And of course, you can play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. So you can enjoy sports the way they were meant to be, together. Download the #1 sports app today. And when you go, use promo code SBN, that is SBN, and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. So check out Sleeper today. Don't forget promo code SBN. All right, welcome back. So that moves us along to the offensive line here. And I mean, you won't I wouldn't expect a lot of great weeks because these two position groups are kind of thin just in general, although I think center's less thin than typical. But a lot of the guys that people really hype up, I just wasn't that impressed by. Parker Brailsford, I'm struggling with that guy right now a little bit. I know that he's a good scheme fit for the modern NFL. I know that he is a very talented player, but I'm not seeing the things I want to see from him. DJ Campbell, the Texas right guard, cannot stop committing penalties. Had a couple other top right guards that just didn't do much for me this week. It's tough sledding right now. Hopefully it gets better as time goes by. I know these guys are talented, but what are we doing here with some of these guys? The penalties in particular feel like they're a little out of control for this crew. So center, I do think Connor Lew had a nice week for Auburn. No pressures allowed. Auburn ran for almost 200 yards, 5 yards a carry. Not great grading, but pretty good. 63.4 run blocks, 67.1 overall. I mean, that gets the job done. Usually you don't see centers have like monster graded weeks anyway. Usually they're just kind of hanging around. So you can live with that. Logan Jones, the Iowa center, I thought he was really good this week. Iowa ran for their typical 200 yards, no pressures allowed. Really good run block rate and a great overall grade, 75.6. 75.6 feels really high for a center. Like I said, usually it seems like a lot of these guys just kind of hang around like 65, 66. So I do think that stands out in a notable way. And the Oregon guy, not his best week by grading, but the numbers do speak for themselves. And Northwestern is not a terrible team. They're certainly better than the teams that Oregon had played the previous couple weeks. So I think you can take a little bit more from that game. Ipani Lalolulu of Oregon, no pressures allowed, ran for almost 6 yards a carry, 176 total. The grading, like I said, is not great, but the numbers are quite good. All right, so that's center this week. Like I said, some of the usual suspects, I just didn't get what I wanted from them. Right guard, kind of the same deal. Like I said, DJ Campbell, what's going on there? Iowa has a guy that didn't do much for me this week. You've got the two guys I listed here. We got Jaden Roberts, who did not play the whole game because he's being worked back into the rotation, but no pressures allowed, and a almost 70 PFF grade with an almost 66 run block rate. That gets you on the list by default this week. It's not like, by the way, it's not like Alabama could run the ball at all. They ran for 3.3 yards a carry. So that offensive line, which was supposed to be star-studded this year, has some big problems. But still, somebody had to make the list. And then, new guy here, Emmanuel Poku, East Carolina guy. No pressures allowed, over 200 rushing yards by East Carolina. I think they were playing Coastal Carolina, by the way. Okay grading, nothing super spectacular, but at least he played a clean game, which is more than what I can say for a lot of these people. All right, that's it for this week. Like I said, not the best week, but we make do with what we have. We'll do the defense later. See you guys soon. Go Hawks.